Hello and welcome to MUFC taking on Mineski quarterfinals. AMD Premier League. One of these two teams will be facing Zenith in the semifinals on Tuesday, and we'll be also going home with the glory because we are once again. I keep saying it, but I keep finding it funny that it's actually all quarterfinals. It was the same deal. One team from actually solid invite to TI3 to one team that is actually in the qualifiers. We have seen upsets, and with upsets I basically mean qualifier teams beating solid invites. We've seen the previous matchup, which was impressive from Rattlesnake and able to take a game off Zenith. And we are going to be seeing which one of these two teams will be moving on. And I say we constantly because I'm not by myself. I will be joined once again by Basskip. Welcome back.
Nice to be here, Sheever. And yeah, looking forward to another best of 3 set. Looking forward to more Dota and MUFC versus Mineski. I hope everybody's excited because it should be a good one. I
hope so too. We are going to be seeing some solid bands. Like I'm kind of curious to see because I haven't seen Mineski play in ages. Now everybody knows Mineski is like the Pinoy glory, the Pinoy team, and there is a lot of Pinoy fans.
Pinoy pride.
Pinoy Dota, Pinoy pride. That's way better to say it. It is the best way. One of the teams that I think it was gods that say that. Like once Pinoy get land in Dota 2, we'll see the Pinoy teams emerge more faster and more vicious than we've ever seen them before. And I think we can count Mineski as a bit of the the prophet of that scene that gods painted. But I'm just looking forward to see how aggressive they actually are.
I mean, yeah, people say that the Pinoy style of play is characterized by a lot of aggression, but I think there's also just a lot of, by virtue of having been a little bit more isolated as far as the development of Dota goes, as far as constructing their own scene, there's a lot of unique things going on. You'll see stuff that you won't see in other scenes, and it makes it all that more exciting to watch and all that more exciting to cast. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this one. And Nyx is going to make it through with a ban on both Queen of Pain and Lone Druid from Mineski. So yeah, a little bit interesting even to start us out.
Yeah, it's a solid pickup. I mean, can go solo mid if you wanted to, maybe a bit more aggression. And of course, regardless, when he turns level 6, what kind of role he has, doesn't matter. He'll be able to lay down some more aggression. And we're going to be seeing a Shadow Demon and a Darkseer picked up by MUFC. Shadow Demon, no surprise, has been one of the more favorite heroes for all teams lately. Darkseer, though, fairly early pickup, and going to be seeing that one on the offlane most likely, or in the jungle, depending on what MUFC has in store for us.
I mean, Darkseer, such a versatile pick. I mean, you can tri-lane around the Darkseer. You can have him as the farmer. You can have him in any lane. Does fine 3v1, 1v1, jungling, jack of all trades, and obviously bringing all that team fight. So we didn't actually see that much of him in the last game between Rattlesnake and Zenith, but he's going to be at the 4 for this one, and MUFC going to show what they can do.
Yep, Mineski taking in their bonus time for these two pickups. We still have the Magnus in the pool if they really want to. PL, Phantom Lancer, Coddle, still all in the pool as well.
It's still definitely a Coddle as well. It's still definitely a Coddle. And if Darkseer's going to be on the offlane, Nyx is already starting to make it look like he's going to have a hard time. Because, I mean, the common formula for every offlaner is that you have so much mana, you can use your mana to farm, be it Power Shot, be it Ion Shell, be it Shikuchi, be it whatever. And you've also got some mana to escape, be it Surge, be it Windrun. Everybody has a little bit of a formula going on there. And just the mana burn means that either you're risking your life by not saving enough mana to escape, or you're being cut off in terms of farm. So Nyx just makes life awful for the majority of offlaners. So we might just see Darkseer, if he was considering that, probably starting off in the jungle.
Yeah, and Leshrac gonna be the pickup for Mineski to go together with their Magnus. I mean, Magnus was a bit of expected one. I mean, Leshrac, I don't think we've seen a game without him in the last couple of matchups that we have seen. Solid pickup, works well together with the Nyx to have that follow-up stun on the Split Earth, works well together with the Magnus for follow-up stun on the RP, and just overall solid hero. And MUFC actually go for Dragonite, as they have mostly seen or mostly played Dragonite solo mid in the last couple of games that I've seen from them, and they have mostly picked him up when they already knew they were up against the Magnus. So Magnus versus Dragonite solo mid probably gonna be the call for them.
Yeah, definitely. There's also the, Mineski could go for a bit of a switch up, maybe try and send the Nyx there, since he has actually a pretty good matchup against the DK, but that comes down to whether or not they're willing to be waiting for the Magnus later on in the game, because obviously he's gonna have a pretty tough time if he's on the off lane, and it's not where we normally, 3v1 is not where we see Magnus anymore these days with the reduction on the skewer range. So yeah, I think MUFC, if they're gonna be running that DK mid, he should be fine up against the Mag. A lot of spam going back and forth, but they're both so tanky. So
yeah, we see all kinds of supports getting banned out by Mineski, knowing that Shadow Demon kind of profits from having a secondary support to follow up on his disruption. So it's Lina and a Coddle that they ban out first. Jakiro might be a third one that they want to remove from the equation, as we have got MUFC knowing that Mineski still needs a carry, so they ban out the Alchemist and can ban out any other carry that you just do not want to face from Mineski in this game.
yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a ban on Gyrocopter, maybe, as well from MUFC, but it's going to be anti-mage, so guessing that Mineski are going to try and take this one a little bit later, and Mineski going to round off the bans with just more follow-up supports. Like you said, they're looking for someone to combo with the Shadow Demon.
Yep. Basic bans there. I mean, there are others that follow up on the Shadow Demon, right? No. Not that many, actually. Nature's Prophet is going to be MUFC's last ban. That's interesting to see, because, well, I know that they still need an offlane, but I wasn't really expecting a Nature's Prophet, but he is, I guess, one of the heroes that can actually and offlane and go into the jungle if their offlane doesn't work. And could even go on a solo safe lane, because Mineski could still be going for an aggressive tri lane if they wanted to. If they go for that Gyrocopter, as you said, they actually go for the Juggernaut instead. And that just screams to me that when that Juggernaut is level 8-ish, Magnus is level 6 or higher probably, they might be going for some 5-man Dota.
Yeah, and Mineski have... I like this because picking up the Juggernaut at this point it's way more subtle than... We sometimes see teams like first 3 picks, they go Lone Druid, then they go the Shrek, and they go Juggernaut. And it's like, well guys, we're about to push. And you're waving big red flags and you're telling the enemy team exactly what you're doing. But Mineski, it's a bit more subtle. They've got the pick-off power as well, Nyx behind the tower, stopping the counter push, and the Juggernaut very strong in tri-lanes as well. So Mineski, I like what the point they've picked this up in the draft, and MUFC gonna pick themselves up a Chen.
And that kind of removes the secondary support from the Shadow Demon. Maybe because there's no follow-up disables anymore with the Shadow Demon combined, but interesting that they picked that up. I mean, it kind of means that that's only going to be a Shadow Demon there to save the one carry they still have to pick up. Yeah.
So, and the other thing is that MUFC have realized, okay, Mineski are going to be going aggressive. We don't need to be too cautious about our Darkseer. He can go and deal with whoever is going to be bot, and Chen can be taking control of the jungle. So, I don't think MUFC are going to be running it safe lane, but Darkseer isn't going to have a home if Chen is... Wow.
That's greedy.
That is very greedy.
But that's also a aggressive tri lane. Safe lane solo for either Juggernaut or Morphling. I think Morphling works out well in an aggressive tri lane if he goes for his Weave form, because he can get that extra bit of burst damage to actually get the last hits out to go for a fast Morphling farm for him. And Juggernaut can stay alive on the solo suicide lane. He can deal with the Darkseer with the healing ward, so it can work out, but it's kind of greedy. I like it because it's new. I haven't seen this in ages, I believe, and I'm kind of curious to see how it's gonna work out for them.
Yeah, I mean, Morphling really got hit by the nerf stick and just completely fell out of favor, but he's still a carry with a lot of survivability, with a lot of escapes, and an early game nuke. So he ticks all the boxes that people are looking for as far as carries are concerned right now. I think it's going to be the Morphling against the Darkseer on bot, just because you don't want to put a melee against the DS, though obviously they've both got great early game nukes. And MUFC, with the Chen, they've weakened their tri-lane a little bit. If it's not going to be the DK carrying there, then whoever it is going to be needs to have a fairly reliable escape, because it's only the Shadow Demon there to back him up. Chen can't afford to be babysitting a whole lot. Otherwise, he's just sacrificing his own farm, and he needs to get those items up. Yes, yep. Darkseer is going to be able to maybe take some weight off and pick up the mech himself or something like that, but Chen, you can't be level 2 at 7 minutes into the game. It's just not yeah, it's not a good way to win.
And the gyrocopter is going to be the one. That's actually, I mean, if you're going to save lane, a gyrocopter, which potentially could actually go still on the mid lane and then have Dragonite on the carry, but it is a range, it's extra safe if you are expecting to be up against an aggressive tri-lane, and it allows for some counter initiation as well. I mean, if you do get someone caught out of position, you can go for that Rocket Barrage and just nuke him down together with the Shadow Demon.
It is quite safe, but at the same time, I mean, he doesn't have an escape, right? So if he gets hit by the Nyx stun, and then Shadow Demon doesn't time the disruption, right? If Leshrac can just sit there holding the Split Earth, for example, then he can just use the disruption to set up his Split Earth, and then Juggernaut comes in spinning, right? So it's going to be tough for Hontrash player as far as positioning goes. I think we're going to have to, he's going to have to be fairly cautious, and we're going to have to hope for a bit of luck for the Chen to get some good creeps if MUFC are going to have a good time.
Yeah, let's see who's going to be playing what. We have Chen007, who is of course Winter, going to be playing that Shadow Demon. Hontrash player will be on the gyrocopter for this game. It is ABC, which is apparently Ling. Going to be playing that Chen. It will be WWK, who is, I believe, Sharky,
TFG.
but too fucking good. Okay, it's TFG is gonna be the Darkseer, and then FZ will be playing that Dragonite on the solo mid because he does have the items for that.
Yeah, they're actually his last three initials.
Oh wow.
WWK. So
Overlay.
yeah, that's.
Sorry. Yeah, I forgot my overlay for a second. I know that for like 10 seconds into the game, people are gonna start screaming about that. But
We're gonna get some stream chat.
Yeah.
So anyway, over on the side of Mineski, we've got Ola playing Nyx. Yanni is gonna be on Juggernaut. Geo playing Leshrac. We have Jay playing the Magnus, and that is going to leave. Where is he?
don't you just
Joven
love
is gonna be
people
on the Morphling.
that have no names in their names? I kind of like I'm okay with that if I know the team very well, but I haven't seen Mineski in ages, so that's gonna be tricky for me to really find out who's who.
Yeah.
In
So
this,
if you need a hand,
situation.
The
I'm
battle
always here.
begins.
Yeah, I would need a hand, but I will probably just use the hero names because at the time that I'll call them out, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
who was it again? No time to think about that. Hero name it is. But yeah, we are gonna be seeing some rotations. Look like so far it's two dual lanes. Surprisingly, we have got the Nyx together with the Juggernaut. We've got the Leshrac right now sitting together with the Magnus, but Magnus gonna be solo. I think maybe we'll see G rotating towards the bottom lane and go for a safe tri lane up against the Darkseer, and that will leave Morphling solo mid.
So yeah, interesting lanes from Mineski. I think completely different from what MUFC would have been expecting. And the Nyx on bot is going to be fantastic at driving out the Darkseer. I mean, pick up the second point in the mana burn, keep him back, get the farm up on Yanni, and
Yeah, mid
Jay,
already
I
split
think-
Earth going down. FC forced away. Can't have it. There's not really that much kill potential just yet because the burst damage is not there, and actually Morphling has got the Morph as the first level.
yeah, and you can see that MUFC were expecting the aggressive tri lane on top. They've got a lane ward down. They're looking, you know, they're sort of hunting a bit, but Mineski, I like the decision because we talked to, you know, said, okay, Chen, he's going to be in the jungle. They don't have somewhere to really put Darkseer if things start to go bad. Yes, there's still going to be some spare camps, but it's going to be difficult. So Darkseer now is sort of forced down here, and Nyx and Leshrac are going to make life really tough. So I actually like the laning decisions from Mineski. I think they're going to be able to get quite a bit out.
Yeah, and there's no wards either from UFC in the Radiant jungle, so if Mineski wants to, they can just get as much farm as they want with just their supports without really, wait a second, there's gonna be some initiation there, he should still be able to get away. He actually got very greedy, got himself a shockwave at level 1 instead of going for a skewer, so has to be so careful that he doesn't have a level 2 yet by this point. But I think with the skewer he might have been able to be a bit more cocky in terms of getting himself some experience, but yeah, interesting to see. He at least didn't die, so that's good for him. Ooh, that's gonna be good for the Darkseer though, that haste rune.
Yeah, get a little bit of experience going on.
Okay, there is a Centaur humping an Ogre Bruiser on the Radiant camp. I don't know what I should think
What?
about this. Oh,
Oh,
Darkseer, Split Earth misses, haste rune working out. Gonna be trying to get his own creep stack going there, knowing that now the spells are on cooldown, mana is used. They will be able to do that again though. They have the combination again if they want to, but it's just level 1, and the duration of the level 1 impale is just not enough to set up a proper stun for Leshrac, and He knows that too, so I'm not gonna go for it again. Just pulls the creep wave entirely behind the tower.
I mean, that's so cheeky from TFG, but you know, gets himself 3 creeps, gets himself a bit more lane equilibrium on this bottom lane, and yeah, takes the opportunity and manages to seize it. So nicely done. Meanwhile in mid, and Mineski, these laning decisions, you know, really shining through. Joven is doing a really good job. FZ keeps getting driven back every single time he walks into the lane, and yeah, Mineski supports, just getting a lot done, and looks like Jay is actually going to walk his way down to get a little bit of small camp farm going. So
yeah, he needs that because he wasn't getting anything top. I guess that was a bit too much. We do have a smoke up. It is gonna be Winter and EBC or Ling going for that mid lane. Let's see if they can get a kill up on the Morphling. Morphling, of course, a hero that has got that escape in the weak form, so it's tough to take him down. And they're actually gonna continue rotating. Do they really want to go bottom to try and go for a 3-on-3 action? Maybe finding Leshrac first. The smoke, though, from the low ground will be popped off. And hello! That's going to be a disruption. Try to juke it. No, the disruption is going to be there. Centaur stun as well. Impale going to stop the Centaur from stunning. And that is going to be G running away. But he'll find himself the Darkseer Iron Shell. And he will go down. The first blood goes the way of Too Fucking Good. Will be trying to maybe get some counter. Or no, he doesn't want to continue going on the next assassin. And that is going to be the end of that successful gank. Nice attempt to stop the Centaur from stunning. But in the end, not enough.
Yeah, really nicely played by MUFC. I mean, nobody expects the Shadow Demon and the Chen to come all the way bot, but you know, that's sometimes what you gotta do. And looks like round 2 maybe. There's still this invis up on Winter, and Yanni's sitting all the way out in the lane. Yeah,
he might be in some trouble. He does, of course, have Blade Fury, so he can be a bit more cocky if he wanted to, but he will, well, the timing is all that matters. I guess he will still be able to Blade Fury even the Centaur Stun is there. But they're gonna go for the Nyx. Here they come. Disruption is gonna be there. Centaur Stun is gonna be there this time. Bit early, but that's okay. Spike Carapace still gonna be there. Split Earth was there as well. Impale again. It is gonna be still a kill going the way of the Chen. But maybe we'll see the Darkseer going down as well. And he will be on 1 HP, 12 HP. There's the Self helping out again. Might be looking for a counter initiation. Should they have tried to chase that down? Well, they give up, and rightfully so, because they wouldn't be safe if they continued going. Nice escape, doing his name justice.
Yeah, and MUFC is looking really strong right now. Nobody expects the aggressive Chen, but you know, Ling showing us how it's done. So, meanwhile, a top Hontrash player doing absolutely fine against Jay. He's rotated up, getting a little bit of CS, but you know, Hontrash leading the pack, 31 for him right now. So all the lanes were looking really promising for Mineski. MUFC adjust and get things back sort of where they want them. And now they're just taking control of the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, I said earlier, like, that it's nice for Mineski to still have their own jungle to stack on farming because there's no wards or anything like that. But, you know, there's no wards, but there's also 2 heroes. So you kind of can't do that anymore. And that means that these 2 supports will be very under-leveled at some point, well, especially if they're going to be continued getting killed off. We do have Chen level 4, we have got Winter level 4, so they're both a level higher than the other 2 supports on the team of Mineski. So let's see if Mineski can take it back. Looking for some initiation. The Surge is up, the Split Earth is going to be there in time, and that is going to be a kill, and it's going to be going the way of the Juggernaut. Nice pickup. Really what they needed. I mean, Juggernaut, of course, has not been killed off just yet. Has been doing okay on the farm. We still have and Juggernaut and Morphling doing really well, as the levels are going to be slowly but steadily up on the Magnus as well. So I guess they're not doing that bad just yet. And with these kind of kills, they make it count.
Yeah. And this is, I have to say, really LGD int-esque, I guess, from MUFC. This is a style that they ran all the way through G League against all of the, you know, against IG, against the other, you know, their counterparts in LGD, and just this dual roam. It's, you know, there's a lot of very powerful synergy here. I mean, obviously I think people discount Chen's nuke a little bit. When you've got a soul catcher backing it up, that thing packs a punch.
So, that hurts.
Yeah, MUFC really getting quite a bit done. Looks like Mineski going to try and drive them out. However, and MUFC, I think, suspecting that they may have overstayed their welcome, they're gonna back out.
In the meantime, Dragonite level 7 already used his Dragon Form once, got himself some harassment in on the tower. Morphling level 7 as well, but he, like, normally you have in the mid lane heroes that when level 7/6 can rotate around trying to make a difference on lane. Not Morphling, he's just here to gain level advantage and to gain, to gain gold basically, to just farm up. Dragonite, combined, like he can go aggressive with his level 6, but he can also just continue to be there and farm. But that kind of makes for a bit of a more quiet game than we might be otherwise have seen if there was a different kind of hero mid. Same thing goes for the Juggernaut. He will want to continue to farm just without any problems right now on the bottom lane, especially considering his supports are not really at a level yet where they can actually support him properly should he want to go aggressive. The only one we're really waiting for Mineski is probably the Magnus to maybe try something on the bottom lane to make that lane no longer be a bit of a loss, I guess. Oh, you're so dead. Disruption. Shrek in some trouble. Gonna be finding a Dragon Tail as well as a Test of Fate, and the Shrek will be going down. Test of Fate, kill steal from Ling, but he gets the kill regardless. Gyrocopter in the meantime picking off a tower on the top lane, so MUFC gaining ground all around, and we actually see also one player trying to go for the Magnus. Wasn't able to get it though.
Yeah, so I mean MUFC just looking really strong. The comment on mid as well about what's going on there is that DK, while not necessarily, you know, a huge ganker or anything like that, you leave him alone when he has level 6 near any one of these towers, and it's just, I mean, he's just applying pressure, bringing it down extremely easily, and that's making it difficult for Joven to, you know, have the opportunity to do much else. He doesn't want to leave the lane, he doesn't want to lose map control this early on to the DK, so that's keeping things sort of locked in Mortal Kombat 3v3 at bot, and a situation that MUFC are definitely taking advantage of.
Yeah, in the meantime, MUFC have their eyes set on the bottom lane. Again, 4 heroes now rotating, including Hunter's players, Gyrocopter. Let's see if they can get the Juggernaut. He does have his Blade Fury, will be able to pop it before anything else happens. Is he going to be able to get away? I don't think so. Not with that net there. And he just goes down. Gyrocopter doing the works, and wisely so. Nyx Assassin not giving away that he is actually around there as well. And the tier 1 tower will drop.
So, hiding behind this, 2 smoked up. They're gonna get the respawn on Jug, TP coming in as well, but the tower already gone.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing Chen in some trouble. Disruption is gonna be there. Actually, we form inside the trees. The RP gets to be there as well. Gets on 2. 1 goes down. It is Ling that goes down first. Can they find something more? The cooldown helping out a lot. It is gonna be the Magnus that goes down. We will see also the Morphling going down, Miller Shrek going down, and in a way this is a team wipe because of course the first one that went down is actually the Juggernaut and only given Chen away as a prize for those kills that they got. MUFC only slash, the creeps were there though helping out, still gonna be getting the kill on the Darkseer, which is nice. Still losing the tower and losing some ground, gaining a little bit back, but not really sustainable enough to really call that a victory for them.
Yeah, I mean, the kill on Darkseer is really nice. Slows him down a little bit. Yanni needed the experience pretty badly. But MUFC leading by 5. It's already 4k experience. It's already about 5k gold. And I mean, I talked about the push for Mineski sort of being a little bit sneaky, but MUFC, they've actually managed to cram quite a lot of push into their lineup as well. I mean, just between the DK and the Chen, MUFC is going to be able to get a tower down on mid. So Mineski, map control starting to look a little bit dicey right now.
Yeah, MUFC continuing to gain ground very fast actually. All tier 1 towers now down. Basically, they just used or basically forced out the RP, only got a Chen in return for Mineski, but killed off everybody else. MUFC looking really solid, and that's also what the gold graph says, and the experience graph, same story. Just going down in favor of MUFC real fast. And it's tough for Mineski to find the space where they can still find some farm, because they need more farm on the Morphling to be able to do his job. They need to have that Blink Dagger up on the Magnus to go, and of course they still need their supports to level, because we still have Leshrac at level 4, we still have Nyx Assassin level 4, and they need to be having a couple of extra levels, and most importantly on the Nyx Assassin to maybe try and scout things out and try to go for some pickups of their own.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, MUFC are just in such a strong spot. Ling's already got his mech finished up. We've got a Vanguard coming up for TFG, so yeah, everything looks really good. Again, there is still a Magnus, however, played by Jay, and you know, Pino's going to be happy to see that one. Reverse polarity back off cooldown, so the potential to maybe get something happening, but MUFC applying pressure in every single lane, and also taking control of the Radiant jungle as well. So just they've got one hero farming their jungle, one hero farming the enemy jungle, and they're getting stuff out of the lanes. So the golden experience are going to continue to push out, and Mineski, maybe they can wait around to get a level 6 up on the Nyx, get some levels up on the Leshrac, but I think that's going to be about the extent of it. They have to start they have to stop moving because I mean, the Morphling is getting stronger, but he needs space, he needs time. And it's up to the supports to really provide that this game.
Yeah, and of course also the longer they wait, when the mech is up on the Chen, it's going to be even harder to kill off anybody of MUFC because of course there's a lot of burst damage with the RP there, but one mech charge and everybody is almost back up to full again, so you have to start over, and right now they just don't have the damage to really, you know, burst that down again, so it's really tough for them to really find a position to move from right now, and we see MUFC taking good use of that indeed, farming all over, and they're actually going to be going for Roshan right now, because they can.
Yeah, and I mean even a big reverse polarity in the pit is going to be it's going to be tough. There's already a Hand of God, there's already a mech. If Ling doesn't die and he gets those off, then that's a team fight reset. And you know, that's cooldowns down on both sides, and fighting in the pit is going to be tough. I think Mineski just needs to say, okay, you guys can have Roshan, we need to have a little bit more breathing room. We're going to get some levels and hopefully we'll be able to fight you.
Do you think they're actually expecting this though?
I mean, nobody's on the map at all.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
I don't think it, I don't know
It's
if it comes
13
to
minutes in. Normally that's quite early for an Aegis, for a Roshan, but yeah, they don't really, they couldn't have done anything anyways. Not right now.
There's a couple of comments in chat, so I guess I can address those. As far as ping is concerned, guys, it's about 100 for all of the MUFC players, and Mineski are a little bit higher up. They're sitting around 160, 170. I guess Sheever, you can probably bring up the.
Yeah, I brought it up. We see Mineski sitting around 100 and, well, between 160 and 100 or 200-ish, 190 rather. And for MUFC, they are of course lower. They are sitting at 100, so it is quite a ping difference, but about 70 ping difference. But that is really not that much.
I mean, yeah, it matters, but I guess that's just give everybody full information. I guess you can make your own judgments about how experienced these teams are. You know, I'm playing on this kind of ping. Obviously, it's not ideal. Obviously, we'd love to have people playing on land conditions all the time, but it's just kind of the reality sometimes. So, yeah, I guess piece of information, people can take it as they will.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing MUFC though stop playing nice, perhaps going into the Radiant jungle once again. Ling is just, you know, he's just dominating the jungle of the Radiant right now, just not giving them any place to farm. And now with MUFC bashing on the tier 2, we're going to see some supports being forced back. Magnus already in the house, has got that RP of course up. We need the supports here as well, the supports who are, by the way, still level 5. Juggernaut needs to be here as well if they're planning to fight, and the TPs are indeed going to come in. If this is going to turn into a fight and MUFC takes it, I'm not sure if Mineski can come back from that.
It's going to be tough. They can still wait. There's almost a Blink Dagger up on the Magnus. They might be able to stall.
Oh, that flat cannon. Look at the mana bars already. I mean, they haven't really done anything. There's no more mana for well, there is again now, but there wasn't anyone for an Skewer and an RP. And actually, MUFC, they got the tower, got what they came from.
Yeah, it's Mineski. It's got to be the. I think it's just got to be the reverse. They've almost got that Blink Dagger up. They've lost a lot of ground. MUFC, I mean, just look at the warding. They have full control over the Radiant side of the map right now. And boy, do they know it. I mean, they're just not giving up. It's completely unrelenting from them. They've picked up a gem as well up on Ling. So any semblance of map control that Mineski had is really not going to be lasting for too long. And even TFG getting the scout off Geo may be in trouble, but Joven's going to be able to drive him back.
Yeah, and there's actually MUFC. They are just looking to find a pick-off, and if they can find someone, they probably will try to push up to the high ground. For now, they're going to be taking on the tier 2 tower. I mean, they're just surgically removing everything that's standing in their way between them and the base. Just getting rid of everything. And like you said, just getting rid of the area that Mineski can actually find some farm in right now.
I mean, it's 100% starvation tactics right now. They're pushing out the experience, they're pushing out the gold, and daring Mineski to fight.
Yeah, whoa. That's a bit of an aggressive Juggernaut right there. Knowing that there's no Troll Warlord, he can actually do that though. So it clears out 10 creeps. Yeah, there is actually Dragonite though with the Shadow Blade and the Surge up. Not moving yet, but his Iron Shell is actually stuck on his tail. That looks just awkward. Oh well.
It's strange.
Ooh, nice spike carapace. Cooldown's still gonna come down though. Here's the RP, or at least it was there, but kinda got countered. Everybody on Mineski low, and they're being forced back. Aegis at least gets burned out. That's good. But that's all they get for that, and they are actually gonna still get burned down. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. At least they get the Darkseer. So 2-2-1 trade. But a trade that is actually in favor of MUFC, and they force everybody back. Courtesy actually of Huntress player his flat cannon. I mean, that was, you know, forcing everybody back just quite convincingly. Morphling trying to do what he can. But MUFC again got what they came for, back off.
That vacuum. I mean, he saw Magnus mid-skewer, vacuumed Magnus out of the skewer, and stopped what was a 3-man RP.
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing from TFG.
And actually, the RP still hit on the Darkseer himself, right?
Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean, he managed to keep him off the gyrocopter, and I mean, it even just caused Jay to pause and be like, "What just happened?" He stopped and went for the recast, but yeah, that was a setup for, you know, a 3-man RP, and completely shut down by good reaction times on TFG. So nicely done by him.
Yeah, and that's of course something that they have to keep doing, because I mean, Magnus on the board means that there's always a chance, and if you just remove that Magnus, or at least make sure that that chance is just, you know, gone, then there's basically nothing Mineski can really come back with right now. They need to have that good RP with a good follow-up and actually get that going and force MUFC back again so that they get more time to get their heroes up the farm.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got the Blink Dagger now. They're not going to be relying on a skewer for initiation, which is going to be nice. But I mean, Gyrocopter, I guess I talked about Spectre with a Radiance a couple of games ago, but Gyrocopter serves a very similar purpose against Blinkers. Just a flat cannon makes it difficult for, you know, Magnus to get in range to try and get a good Blink initiation off. So yeah, it's gonna be tough for Jay, but he needs to hit them. But it's only a 6-kill discrepancy right now, and MUFC are pretty fat on golden experience. You know, they've got some streaks going on, right, waiting to be ended. So I mean, it's not over just yet. I think Mineski, one good team fight could get everything back on track, and they're hunting. They're gonna go for a smoke.
Yeah, we see the drawing on the minimap. They know that a tier 2 is the next target on the bottom lane, and they're gonna try to go for a wraparound gank, as it is gonna be the Morphling that leads to charge. Let's see how far they can get. They need that RP. They do have that RP. They need a good Omni Slash that is actually now level 2, because Juggernaut just got level 11. And they're gonna be finding the Darkseer first, the one hero you do not want to find first, and now they can counter-initiate from MUFC. Stun up on Juggernaut, cooldown coming down as well. Juggernaut, Blade Furies will still be going down, and is gonna be also, well, actually, this is just ruthless. They lose Winter, which is the first time that he actually died, but there was no hope for Mineski the moment that MUFC knew what was going on. Look at the HP bars of MUFC. The RP was actually used. The Omni Slash wasn't used because that was just total, you know, focus fire going up from MUFC. But there is no sign of struggle on the side of MUFC apart from having Winter go down.
I mean, MUFC was just like Mineski. They kind of got the jump. TFG was scouting a little bit, and then straight away it was like, "Welcome to the web," said the spider to the fly.
Yep.
MUFC get the vacuum into the call down into the wall, and it's just brutal damage. 10-kill lead.
Tier 3 tower goes down. TP incoming from the Juggernaut again. He still has that Omni Slash. He just wants to use it. Gonna be finding the Chen. But the mechanism is there. It barely does him any damage. Gets a Dragon Tail. Hunter's player. Look at the burst damage. He goes down. Vacuum into cooldown once again. It is gonna be the Leshrac that already goes down. There goes the Nyx. Morphling. Is he gonna be able to get away from this? He might be able to with morphing into strength like crazy. Should be able to get everything in there. But Huntress player, he wants to make it stop. He can try to, but he won't be succeeding. He just has to be content with getting the racks out of this one. Wow, that counter initiation from Mineski. I can understand why, you know, they think like Omni Slash will be able to do something, woo. But in the end, not successful.
I mean, pinged around a few times, the mech topped everybody off, and yeah, MUFC just non-stop. Unless Mineski can fight them out of the base, then they're just gonna keep rolling from building to building right now.
Yeah, and Pale gonna help out. More flame. There we go, disruption, trying to help out. Here comes another cooldown though. Vacuum back in. Nice combo they have right there. But we do this time have Mineski being a bit more prepared. This time they survive. Tier 3 tower is gonna be going down, however.
Radiant's middle tower
And Mineski, or MUFC, back off, because that's what they wanted. Yay. They are doing so solid right now.
They're gonna fresh BKB up on DK. Gyrocopter's, got 4.2k gold up in the bank, so not a bad effort from him by any stretch of the imagination. And I mean, 7 for 0 for 8. He has almost 90% participation as far as kills are concerned in this game, and MUFC showing that Gyrocopter and Darkseer is just a combination that you do not want to mess with. And I mean, we're still yet to even see level 16 up on the DK. That's not too far away. And then after that, we're gonna have Splash as the icing on the cake. So yeah, Mineski, I think, gotta try and take some team fights. You have to always think like a winner. You have to get the outplays. You have to, maybe you see a little bit of a weakness in MUFC. Maybe somebody's, not on the ball necessarily. You got to keep playing it out. Never give up, but it's looking really tough for them.
It's looking pretty grim. Oh, the gold graph going towards the 20k, experience graph 15k. Yeah, maybe Tough doesn't even begin to cover it, but they, like you said, I mean, you can't just give up and roll over. You have to put up a fight, and you have to believe that you can still do it, otherwise fighting is of course pointless. They do almost have a Lincoln's up on the Morphling, so that might be able to help. As we also just had an item brought, it is Juggernaut picking himself up a point booster. Interesting to see that he goes for a point booster, as in goes for an Aghanims before anything else. Because normally you only get an Aghanims after you get an extra damage item, otherwise your jumps are not going to be doing that much damage anyway.
I guess it's just a little bit of extra survivability for him at this point, because again, if they can't survive the vacuum call down, then he just can't get any damage out. And MUFC, I mean, just ruthless efficiency right now. They Mershon to the second, straight in, Aegis with the go. Let's go take another rest.
Yep, that's probably exactly what they're thinking. And in the meantime, we just have Mineski basically being sitting ducks because they can't really go out to farm, apart from Juggernaut, who feels he's pretty safe with the Blade Fury. But the rest kinda isn't safe, and they just stick in their base and waiting for, from my point of view, maybe the inevitable to happen. But they are willing to put up the fight of Divine Rapier up on the Gyrocopter actually as well. Why not, right? He has an Aegis, he has a BKB. Just as the icing on the cake and the cherry on top.
Well, I don't know. Mineski, can they? If they can kill the Gyrocopter twice, it's a tall order, but we'll see.
If they can do it and they get the Morphling, that will be pretty huge. With Hunter Play, just goes straight in, gets himself a Blade Fury, but doesn't really matter. Look at that Flak Cannon just burning everybody down. Gets a monster kill, just one kill though. The rest already backing themselves out. There goes an RP up on 2, score down to the tier 4s. Already has got the Darkseer with it as well, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter whatsoever. There's gonna be 2 heroes left alive, the 2 carries, but they can't do anything. And there is the GG. MUFC coming out victorious and taking game number 1 of a best out of 3 in the quarterfinals for the AMD Premier League. We are going to be seeing a game number 2, and hopefully for Mineski they will be able to basically fight up against MUFC this time, because this kind of looked a bit one-sided for them.
Yeah, just a bit, but you have to remember, Mineski are here at this point in the competition for a reason, and
True.
I'm looking forward to them, putting up maybe a bit of a better fight in game 2. Hopefully we'll see a game 3. There's always the hope of more game 3.
Yeah, I like seeing that they wanted to try something different, and I hadn't seen it in a while, but didn't work out. Let's see if they have something different for us in store for the next game as well. Maybe this time it will work out, as I hope that it will, because then we're going to be seeing a game number 3. Anyway, let's jump ourselves into the second game. People, don't go anywhere. More Dota 2 coming up. MUFC, Mineski in game number 2, AMD Premier League. By the way, you can buy the ticket inside the game client as well to watch it in there if you want to. Anyways, let's jump ourselves into the next game. Stick around.